going to have an amazing day, and everything that you plan for will all come together. So there's going to be no stress today. You're going to have a lovely time, a great turnout for the people that want to be a part, and everything is going to be seamless.
And so someone else ended up publishing my book, and it was phenomenal, fabulous. But in the meantime, I had written 2 more books. This was in 2015. I'd written 2 more books, and I said, hey, I need you to publish these 2 books that I wrote. And she said, okay, you're next in my pipeline. Now, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know it was like 10 more people. And then I was next. And so I said, well, now it's 2016. And I said, well, I gotta get these books out because I have more books to write. And so I said, let me research this process of publishing. And it took me about a year to do it. And I realized that what I needed was already in me. So sometimes you have to become what you need. I had to become a publisher for myself because that's what I needed. And then I said, well, I got good at it, and do it and publish for other people, and I've been doing that ever since.
Now, you heard her say that tangled title. What do that mean?
Tangled up.
Yes, but it's something specific. It means you live in this house and you think it's your house, but really that house belongs to a deceased person, a dead person. So if I go type in the address on the city website, your name not gonna pop up, your great grandma name gonna pop up, or your old great aunt name gonna pop up, or somebody in the past who's passed away who's related to you, but technically it's not your house. So what happens when you live in a house of a deceased person? Well, what do? We keep paying the taxes, we keep paying the bills, we live in there. Like, it's fine, it's our house. We're not thinking about, what if I can't afford to pay the taxes? Or what if I can't afford to pay the bills? What happens? Well, you're gonna call and you're gonna say, Department of Revenue, I can't afford to pay my taxes this year. Can I get on a payment plan?
They're gonna say no.
And they're gonna say, okay, are you the owner of this property? You're gonna say yes. And then they're gonna type in the address and they're gonna say, no, you're not. And no, you cannot get on a payment plan. Because you are not the owner of record. And that same thing is gonna happen when you call the water department and ask them for help because you can't afford to pay your bills that month. And any other place you call. It's gonna be the same thing when you go to get homeowners insurance. They're gonna be like, you're not the owner of this house, you can't get homeowners insurance on this house. So then what you're gonna do if there's a fire or something, or something that you can't afford to fix on your own, what are you gonna do? Because you can't access things that are necessary in order to keep your property right. Philadelphia has 10,000 plus properties that have table titles. They are located in West Philly, North Philly, Northwest Philly, like Journeytown, Mount Airy area, and Southwest. Those are our communities.
First one is, before you get started in anything, and yes, you can create a money tree. I want to make that very clear. You can. And how do we start off with trees? We start off with seeds, right? Okay. The seeds are budgeting. It's budgeting. And when I grew up, I thought that budgeting meant that I needed to tighten my belt. I needed to give up my lifestyle. I needed to stay home, eat the oodles and noodles, and the sugar sandwiches. No, that is not budgeting. That has nothing to do with budgeting at all. Budgeting is just knowing where your money is at all times. Any moms in here? Okay, perfect. Happy belated Mother's Day. But when I think of my money, I think of it as my child. Okay? I need to know where my child is at all times. All times. Okay? And that's exactly what a budget is. That's what it does. It lets you know where your children are at all times. So when I need to go do something, I check with the budget. Where the kids at? Now, you know what it sounds like or looks like when you have an unruly child? You don't know where that baby is. You're scared. You go back to him. You check your bank account, but you're nervous. Those are habits of not budgeting. You know, when the bank is knocking at the door, letting you know you have an insufficient fund charge. You know, when you realize that the fund you had is going to cost you your utility bills and other things that you're trying to get started. That's what it's like to not budget. Because people who have, you know, total control over their money, they don't live like that. And they know how to say no at the right time. Okay? I'll give you a quick example. You go to the car dealership.
You're supposed to climb up the corporate ladder by 28. All of those things messes us up. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen that way. And everybody has different paths. But if we are not careful, we'll begin to compare ourselves to you. And I'll compare myself to you, and then that will shrink what God gave us. Right? So we have to watch those moments of saying, I didn't do that by this time, or I should have been further, I should have been bigger than this, I should have been, Because there's a reason why that didn't happen at that time. You don't know what God protected you from. You don't know how your pockets was protected. You don't know how your sanity was protected. You just don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is there is purpose at every age of life. Okay? Purpose at every age of life. A lot of men and women between the ages of like 50 and like 75 have come to me and said, Dad helped me most, because a lot of times we feel invisible. My aunt, my uncle, my grandma, we feel invisible because it seems like the world only cares about millennials. The world only cares about Gen Z and all those other people. So thank you for letting me know that I have purpose at every age. Those people have now started businesses. Yes. They have started churches at the age of 60. Yup. Yes. They have started businesses at the age of 70. Yup. They have started to travel the world at the age of 78. Yup. Why? Because there is purpose at every single age of life. Its purpose is not just for young people. And the conversation of purpose is not just for those 25 and below. Okay? I think the conversation of purpose should happen when you are born to the day you die. If you do it right, your legacy will speak for you after.
Amen.
See what I'm saying? But there is purpose at every age of life. Y'all got that?
Yes. Part that I spoke about was developing a mutuality mindset. And as I said, it's a very simple concept. I just need to face it. It really just means after we do all the healing, after we develop our relationship with God, after we find out who we are as a person, now we have to join our lives with somebody else. And that can be a hard thing. That can be hard to open up your schedule, open up your life, open up your home to another person and let them in. Because if we can be honest, after we find that level of peace, we can get a little selfish. But in order to be in a relationship, we have to develop a mutuality mindset where that me turns into we, where that I turns into us, and we learn how to be vulnerable, we learn how to sacrifice, we learn how to communicate, we learn how to, actually share our lives with another person. Somewhere down the line, we started to redefine the word of independence. Independence was never meant for us not to be connected to other people. It was meant for us not to be controlled by other people.
We were designed to be in relationships, starting with ourselves. So the lady in the back that said, what kind of relationship? What do we do? You need to be ready for a relationship with yourself first. You can't do nothing else past that. Okay, do you like you? I just started liking you or whatever, but I just started liking you. Okay? So even, I'm telling you, Sharp, she's a beast. She paused. He's right here. She's spoken to me. She was like, you're so kind. I'm like, cool though. Because I've heard all of my life, I'm aggressive, I'm angry, I'm hard, I'm this. But God is birthing this in me, right? And so we used her anyway. We're not gonna do that. Okay, number 2, because we were born to be in a relationship, being needy is okay. Okay, so let's interrupt. Let's interrupt that negative image. Oh, I'm too needy. That's what I'm designed to do. You're designed to need other people. You are not designed to be independent. Not faith walkers. Okay, now the rest of them can do whatever they want to do on their own, whatever. But you are designed to be in a relationship.
I can't.
You are designed to be in a relationship, right? So the moment somebody tries to talk to you in a negative space, like, oh, I'm weak to me, and women, we hear that a lot. We're